Yeah, I worked for Financial Solutions, right? It was right when I got out of college, and it was kind of, I had the job before, pretty much even before I graduated, just because of family connections and all that. And so, I kind of worked my way up, and I think it was, about 11 years or so. I think the last promotion, I mean, most people would be happy, and I kind of was, but it just kind of, I don't know, reaffirmed what I was already thinking, like I wanted something new. And so that's where I was. I had no idea what to do. And of course, now I quit pre-pandemic, like in December before, it all happened in March. So I'm even more glad, though, that I joined up with you guys. So I just didn't even know where to start, I guess is where I was. I don't know what I thought it was going to be like. Yeah, I took like a month off just to kind of like recharge and stuff. But then I'm like, okay, so, I mean, what do I do now? And so I hit that LinkedIn button, right? And then I talked to a couple, it brings you back like 5 career coaches, I think, or something like that. And I talked about 3 or 4 of them or whatever, but, I just felt more comfortable with you. And so I liked the fact that it wasn't like a, hey, I'm going to drop you off in 28 days or whatever it is, right? Like I'm here, I'll work with you. I think just obviously for me, just, on some of the meetings, you talked about mindset a lot. Like it wasn't just, hey, here's a list of things that you need to go out there and do. Now, let me tell you about the mindset you should have while doing those, right? And it'll change the outcomes of those tasks. I did a couple interview preps, right? And I know it was great too, because what ends up happening is you listen to some of the main points, that you have, and then you put your own, not really spin on it, but your own, experience with it. And so it was really helpful to at least have a blueprint of kind of how to approach it. I think what I would say is just instruct them to at least hear what you guys have to say as far as the initial review. And then I would say, listen, I mean, they can tell you what to do, right? They can tell you what to say. But I mean, it really is about they can't give you the job, right?
Yeah,
you have to put effort into it. So while they can, tell you exactly what to do, you still have to do it. I mean, you're not going to work like a miracle as far as just giving it to them. You're going to have to be serious about it. But if you are, then it will work. I think a lot of people just don't even know where to get started. And, the people that are going to be successful at this or somewhat successful, they still got to do it, man. Still got to do it. I think a huge thing for me too is just being super sure of yourself. I think that was one of your, we've talked about that a lot. Like you've got to know that you can do it. I think one time you told me that, it's like, man, if you don't believe in yourself, like how the hell is somebody else going to, right? So when you walk in there, there's no thinking about it. Like, no, listen, I know I can, and here's reasons why, right? And so again, I guess for me, maybe mine was mindset a lot, but I think everybody's is if they'll open themselves up to it. It was a great experience, man.